BOLAS Sports Review, where every play breaks through. BOLAS Sports Review, the game, the glory, the truth. BOLAS Sports, review it, feel it, live it. BOLAS Sports, every legend starts here.
Well, in West Indies, revival, fighting and spirit and culture. Recent performance show the return of West Indies resilience, competing hard against top teams like India, England and Australia. The players showing more discipline, unity and pride in representing the maroon cap. The team body language and intensity have noticeable improvement, especially in Test and One Day.
Well, in the just concluded tour of India, we noticed, especially in the second test, where the fighting spirit came to the fore. It's not easy being asked to follow on and show such batting improvement in the second innings. There was a noticeable improvement in the fighting spirit of the boys in the second innings of that second test. Incidentally, that first test they played, I have always maintained the word that it was just a warm up. But that second test that they played, it showed that they have that ability in them to fight. You know, so that is what we need to go on in the future. That fighting spirit needs to be maintained, and not just a one-off test match. You know, we have seen it in the past. For 4, 20 for 3, team just fall down in a heap.
Well, I see some promising young batters emerging. A new generation of batter is stepping in, like Captain Sheop, and continue to be consistent in One Day. Brandon King, which we see lose some form right now, and Alec Artenes have brought flair and aggression to the top order and middle order.
Well, Shea Hope has been around. His exploits in the white ball cricket is well known. And in the past he has had glimpses of excellence in the red ball. In 2017 he scored. He was immortal. He scored a century in both innings. So he has the ability to play the red ball. And in the just concluded tour to India, he came to the fore with another test century, the first in about 8 or 9 years. So he has it in him. He has it in him to play well in the red ball cricket. So we can just invest in him and hope that he will be consistent as he rediscover his red ball cricket form. He did well. He did well in the white ball cricket. He has always done well in the white ball cricket. And after his 2, he is still finding his footing. Not as consistent, nor as prolific as we'd want him to be. Johnny Campbell in red ball is finding his footing too. He got his first test century after numerous test matches. So some teams, some players mature later than others. So maybe Johnny Campbell is a late bloomer, and we'll see the best of him now. And we're hoping for the best.
Yes,
Ed Maya. I don't know what has gone wrong with Ed Maya. He's not no more around the West Indies setup. He has gone off the boil. Was a very promising player some years ago, but as is his case normally, the white ball with T20 has robbed West Indies of good players like those.
So as you know, I'm hopeful. In the last 2 tests against India, that these young players are showing better shot selection and temperament, and so we'll look forward to them like John Campbell and so on to do better. So, but in the fast bowling arena, West Indies have been fast bowling identity with several quick performing well. We have like Alazar Jovis, Jordan Seal, Shamar Joseph, and even Kemar Roach have given the team genuine pace and preparation. Young player and young pacer are being groomed to a team and franchise exposure, keeping the tradition of West Indies quicks alive. Their ability to extract bounce and aggression has troubled even the top batters recently.
Well, let me step in here.
Mm.
Our fast bowling is in good stock, but one thing that is puzzling me, they're getting injured very frequently. I don't know if it amounts to lack of fitness or bad management by the West Indies team. They're not managing them right. But they are getting injured too frequently. You know, people like the two Josephs, even Shemar Joseph, he he has been on for a trump card in the past 2 or 3 years, and he's getting injured and missing some crucial tours, some crucial series. So it comes down to managing of the our fast bowlers.
Yeah, the fitness.
They need to be managed as to maximize, to maximize the usage to the team. Yeah, man, we need to maximize the
Well,
contribution to the team.
so you see it where like under the leadership of Sheo in one day and Robman Powell in T20, the team look more structural and technical.
Well, Robin Paul is no longer the captain of the T20 team. It was taken away from him. For reasons best known to the so Samian is true, because we have seen where Robman Powell has lifted the rating of the team while he was captain. It was taken away from him and given to Shea Hope. Shea Hope, he is a good captain, very tactical, but you know, we just have to hope and see how he handles the team in the big occasion. Last we have the T20 World Cup coming up next year, and it's going to be a true test of his character. How he handles that sort of big occasion. We know that his performance is very good, but performing with the bat and handling the team in a pressure situation is another thing. He has handled the ODI team. He has handled them quite well. Very innovative. We saw where in a just concluded match earlier, he was he bowled spinners for the entire 50 over. Something that has never been done before. So as innovative captaincy, albeit that he must have sat down with management and came to that decision. But he's very bold. He's a very bold captain.
Under the staff and coaching staff under Sammy, are they fostering a positive learning orientated environment? Do you see that?
Well, time will tell. Time will tell. Sam is still young in the job. So time will tell. He's going to be tested in some upcoming tours. To South Africa. Those away tours will test his true mettle. Because that's when you come under intense pressure when you're away, and there's no one there to cheer for you, not much. So you are it comes down to planning and resilience. So we'll see how he handles the team. Next year is the World Cup in January, February, World Cup to India and Sri Lanka. So we see how he handles it. Not gonna shout his praises as yet, but he is the head cook and bucket washer for everything. So you know we're gonna lay the blame at his feet squarely if the team comes up short or putting a lackluster performance because
Well,
he has taken on to himself everything.
well, one of the big problem we have, is the coach of all format of the game. I think that is a lot. That is a lot for him to do, to be coaching the test, the one day, and the T20 team.
And we have seen recently where they have hired a sports psychologist, which just step in the right direction, and that would assist with the planning, especially when it comes on to the mental toughness, mental fortitude of our players.
So, all round depth and versatility. The team now has several multi-dimensional pair like Jason Walder, Ramira Shepherd, and Hussein can all contribute with both bat and ball. This balance helps them to adapt better different match situation. West Indies are no longer overly reliant on a few stars. The team effort is starting to show.
Yes, we have a lot of bits and pieces players who on their day can win a match for us. But I would prefer to see specialist players in the team. But with the advent of T20, those utility players are being used widely nowadays. Got Romario Shepherd, if he feels with the ball, he'll come good with the bat. You have a Matty Ford also, he can hit a long ball. You have Ossian, he can bat also. So they are useful. They can be very useful on their day. So it is the way to go nowadays with these bits and pieces players. They are considered as all rounders. They can give you a quick fire 40, which can be very crucial in a T20, and pick up 3 wickets. And on their best day can be very economical, as in the case of Matthew Ford.
Well, and so they have a strong home performance. West Indies. We might just put the two tests against Australia. The team has defended well.
Up until recently, yes,
Yeah,
Bolas. Up until recently, they had good home records,
yeah,
but it was soiled by Australia recently.
yes. The team had good defense, defended home turf well with positive test win, ODI series performance in the Caribbean. Familiar condition and passionate crowds are helping them build confidence and momentum. So rebuilding a path to global competitiveness. After missing recent ICC event, West Indies have shown hunger to qualify strongly and rebuild with the 2026 T20 World Cup coming up in the West Indies and USA. On the horizon, there is a clear motivation to peak at home. The blend of youth and experience make them dangerous on their day, especially in T20. So,
Yeah, it was very disappointing. It was very disappointing for us to have missed some global competition, because
yes,
West Indies, the name is a brand, and when we're absent from especially like those World Cup, those ODI World Cup, it's very heartbreaking to us West Indies, true West Indies fan, because if many of you might not know, we were the first one to have won the Prudential World Cup in 1975, when we competed for the first time when there was a 50 over World Cup competition. We we were the lifter of that. we were the holder of that title.
I think we
So
win two straight. I think we win two straight. The two,
yes, we won the first two back to back. So
yeah,
so it's very heartbreaking for us to be missing the last ODI or even the ICC ODI matches. Very heartbreaking. So as a result of this, we need to perform, lift our competition, lift our standard to try to make it to the next World Cup. 'Cause we don't want it to become a habit where we are missing those type of competition. Even Sammy as coach, his mental space, his mentality is of such that he encouraged the players to be aggressive. At all times, be aggressive, be aggressive. I don't subscribe to that at all time because sometimes we have to play the situation. Sometimes it calls for us to hold on ahead and just bat, pushing ball around, push the ball around in the gaps a few, for a few overs. But Sam is not, he's a believer of hitting out, as he displayed while he was captain and while he was playing. That was his tactics to always hit out. But sometimes it pays off, and that's their mentality to hit the boundaries, to attack the boundaries. But I beg to differ. Sometimes we need to push it around,
yeah.
play the situation.
I've been saying that these young players need to bat longer, need to stay there and bat a lot more balls. Even if they even to make, but you need to stay there longer. The longer you are there, is the chance of you making more runs, getting, So, we'll see that continue in the future, like what we see happening.
Well, in the red ball, more so in the red ball game, BOLAS, in the red ball game, longevity at the crease is what is required. Longevity at the crease is what is required of our batsmen. But in the T20, you don't have much time to be pushing and prodding around, not spending time at the crease and being non-productive. But what I'm saying is that we can push the ball around, take up maybe about 5 or 6 balls to get going, and then judge the feel of the wicket, and then you can hit out. But some of these players, though, as they come out, they want to hit the ball at first ball they want to hit over the boundary. You need to take a few balls to push it around. And there is something I need to say to your bowlers. What I see creeping into world cricket, not only for the West Indies, but I don't know if you have a problem with it, but it's in nowadays players with the reverse sweep. I prefer the contemporary sweep, but the reverse sweep has taken over the world, and it caused a lot of them their wickets. We see a lot of time it caused their wickets, caused their downfall, but they keep on playing it for some reason I don't know, but it has crept into world cricket, that reverse sweep. What is your opinion on it? Do you have any problem with it?
Well, what I think is that sometimes players like to play where they can beat a field where there's less player and less fielder on that side, so they try to reverse sweep. But I think sometimes they're doing it too regular now.
Yes.
And it not at the right. You can be reversing sweep and a ball is on your midstone.
Okay. You got to be selective.
You have to be selective in playing the reverse sweep because
it's the modern way to go. Those modern cricketers, that's the way they play, and which is we have to just get with the times. But some of us from the old school, we don't like it. We don't like it, But who are we? it's just the time. We gotta just work with it.
So what we're going to look at now is some of the shortcoming of the West Indies national team.
Yes, what I've noticed is that our batsmen, they're not prone to batting, spending time at the ground batting at the crease and batting for long. I don't know if it comes down to fitness or concentration problem. Well, as we notice, our domestic um, setup is not the rush. They're playing too few matches in our domestic competition,
Yeah,
so they're not accustomed to batting and batting for long hours. You know, these our players, they're not playing much. The domestic our domestic season is too short. Yes, our domestic season is too short. So we need to expand it, allow them to play more matches so that they can focus longer, bat longer in the nets also is a part of it. Spend long hours in the nets and practice. And I have a hunger for have a hunger for runs.
Mhm.
Develop a hunger for runs because I notice these players they only if I see they make 20 or 30, they feel as if they've had enough.
Mhm.
They feel as if they have had enough and they want to get out.
See, one I think is that they look fragile batting under pressure. The batting lineup.
And this is where the sports psychologists will come in to instill in them that self belief and that resilience, you know, to teach them to hunker down and to be resolute. So getting that sports psychologist in the setup is a step in the right direction, and I may dare say will soon be seen as bearing fruit.
Yeah,
It will
another
bear
thing,
fruit, I would
they,
suppose.
they fail to build partnership. But
That's a problem too.
yeah, but long in tests and one day series collapse frequently once the top orders fail. Example in 2023 World Cup qualify. West Indies lost to Scotland and Netherlands due to batting collapse in must-win games. Many players struggle to adapt to the match situation, swinging too hard or losing focus when is needed.
And that comes down to playing under pressure, playing the situation. Because batting under pressure, swinging the way out is not the answer. So they got to soak up the pressure, play through that phase, you know, until you're able to turn back the pressure onto the bowling team as a batting team. So that it comes down to resilience and planning. Not all the time you're gonna hit your way out of trouble. Sometimes you got to soak up the balls, and especially in the ODIs, soak up a few overs because we have our hit big hitters can always make up.
Yeah, because another individual each game is one person they want, one individual brilliance win. Often, look, win often come from individual performance, like Azari Joseph one spell rather than collective effort. When players fail, the team tend to lose quick direction quickly. There is still a lack of strong team structure and dependability and partnership throughout any 11. So even with, you remember the other Joseph did do
Shemar.
against Shamar, right? Is his performance that bring the game down?
Thank you guys for watching us here at BOLAS Sports Review. We have created the second portion of this video because it was just too long for one upload, and we value your time. But we just want to make sure you have all this information. So go ahead and click on the video above. It's part 2.
Like, subscribe, and share. Bola Sports. Oh, yes.